Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Listen Studio tonight. My name is Drew Bentley. I'm here in the evenings after I teach guitar lessons, and thanks for hanging out with me. Today we're taking a look at phrasing and musicianship. What does it mean to phrase musically, to make music that's going to sound intriguing and beautiful and captivating, all those types of things. We're trying to work on some ideas we can use to make that happen. So I make backing tracks here on the channel, and I just made one with the same chords I'm playing over right now. It's coming out this week, and I thought I would kind of get a jump start here and start kind of soloing on this a little bit to show you what I'm doing. So first chord we're playing is this A minor 7 chord to a D minor 7, C major 7 to this F major 7, A minor 7 to D minor 7 to this B minor 7 flat 5 to this E7 sharp 9. So A minor 7 is kind of the 1 chord in the key of A minor. D minor is the 4 chord. These are all kind of related to C major. Everything's in the C major key basically. F's the 4, C. These are all sort of like intertwined. They're all related. They're all diatonic to each other, except for this note right here. This note's a little different. This guy here and this guy here kind of requires some different thinking, like maybe like a Phrygian sharp 2 scale and like a super low Korean mode. That's for a different day. Today we're going to take a look at basically playing the good old-fashioned A minor pentatonic scale. If you don't know that scale already, there's a lesson on the channel right here that will show you the 5 positions in the minor pentatonic scale. And if you're new to guitar and you want to play guitar solos, the pentatonic scale is absolutely important to learn. So there's 5 positions of it. I'm just kind of show you the first position and how it kind of works over these chords. So if I go, nice simple scale. Okay, so I'm playing with my Fractal FM9. It's the Axe FX on the floor. I love this thing. I've got a bunch of different amps playing these tracks. One backing track, this chord like this. I'm playing a Fender Twin blackface amp for that one. And there's some chorus on that, this thing, and this other guitar part. And that's going to be an electric piano sound on the backing track. For here, I'm using a Vox AC20 for that sound, to kind of give it like a different timbre. And then for the big wash chords, and these are a pad on the backing track. With the keyboard sound, I'm using the Roland JC120 jazz chorus, some chorus. So all the amps that are playing in the background all have a different timbre and have different effects. I think there's a phaser on the AC20. And then I'm playing a Fender Tweed, little Fender Tweed amp to play the guitar solo, because that's a nice little intimate sounding amp. It has a nice warm sound to it. So that's kind of what this is set to. There's like delay going on. So it's multi-delay. It's kind of going from side to side and also doom, 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 doom kind of thing. So that kind of fills things in a little bit. My rule for delay is you want the delay to be on only. You only hear it when you turn the guitar sound off. If I'm playing, you'll notice I have delay, but if I stop, now you hear it. So that's kind of how loud the delay is. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on some phrasing ideas to make some beautiful guitar music. So the first thing is, I had a student yesterday, and we were working on trying to play some lines over this track that I kind of created, and he did this. And that's not wrong in any way. It's kind of nice, actually. But I was like, you know what? We can make that so much better if we work a little bit on trying to improve upon some of the musicianship aspects of that. So I kind of turned that up a little bit. So what we're going to do is, first thing is we're going to add some dynamics to it. So there's something I call the beat pulse, and the beat pulse is kind of like whoa, 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 whoa. So if you kind of go like, if I play eighth notes, brings you inside of the music a little bit. You get a bit of a pulse going on, right? So if I go, it's got some dynamics to it. There's a bit of a beat to it, like a bit of a heartbeat. I also do something called the phrase pulse. So you can picture the beat pulse as being the dolphins going above and below the line evenly. The phrase pulse is like another dolphin that goes way high and way low. We got a comment here. Let's see what they say. Right, no static. Had some sound issues with the guitar recording the last couple of days. And I think I figured it out. I think it's actually like a digital thing. I kind of changed some formatting a little bit. Hopefully it works. Let me know, dude, if there's a problem. So the phrase pulse is this. That's your dolphin. The beat pulse, the phrase pulse is like a big dolphin jumping way high and low. So if I play a phrase like this, boom, boom. Now I'm going to do some phrase pulsing. So it's quiet and loud. So you can hear it's not just a beat pulse now, but now there's like the second level of dynamics. It's a lesson on the channel right here on how to do that. The video is called Playing with Feel, I believe, and that's kind of what we're doing here. We're trying to get inside of the music to give it more musicality. Like musicianship is making the music breathe. So the line originally was like this. And I was fine with that. I'm glad that this student learned to connect these positions together. That's one of our goals, is to be able to connect all these positions together. Yet again, lesson on the channel right here that will show you how to go back and forth between the first and the second position of the A minor pentatonic scale, which is what I'm doing right now. Now if I add some beat pulse to it, and some phrase pulse. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, I was just doing a bit of that, some vibrato there. Vibrato is really a personal thing, and of all the things that can give you your fingerprint as a guitar player, vibrato is probably the most important thing. So some of my favorite players have very distinct sound, right? So if you look at the best players of all time, the David Gilmours, the Eric Johnsons, the Eddie Van Halens, I'm just listing people. All of the great players have their own thing. So when you hear them play, they can play a couple of notes and you know it's them. And that's their own sound. And becoming an artist on the guitar is kind of all about getting your own sound. And eventually when you get there, you kind of wish you sounded like somebody else. Like seriously, you're like, okay, I'm bored with this now, let's do something different. But once you kind of decipher who you are and what you like and what you want to be, you get more of a fine-tuned version of you. The vibrato is like the most important thing for your fingerprint. So if I go like this, vibrato. So what I'm doing is I'm shaking my wrist like this. It's almost like shaking water off your hand. You have to be very loose, like your hand's just kind of dead weight. And you shake your hand, so it's not like a curl, like a bicep curl. So the best way to practice this at first is to do the B.B. King vibrato. Have your thumb like this and simply go like this. Try to get that to move So you don't go above or below the pitch. You don't want to make it sound like there's a spring that's going doing. We want it to be, the spring to be quiet. So what we do, to be even, we go up and above and below that pitch evenly like this. See how I'm doing that? In my mind's eye, I'm like, okay, I'm above, I'm below. We could do a fast vibrato, a slow vibrato, a wide vibrato, or a thin vibrato. You kind of mix and match and try different fingers. We go back to our original riff again. Now let's add some vibrato to that. Now I've got different things happening here. I've got some vibrato, some dynamic, some louder and softer, right? Now let's try some bending stuff here. There's a video on the channel here that's specifically about bending. So if you're struggling with your bends, we can work on that too. If you bend, you want to practice bending into the next pitch, like. So nothing might sound better in guitar than bending and vibrato together. So maybe the next thing we're going to talk about is trying to find something melodic to play while we're doing all these kind of things going on here. Actually, let's talk about the groove a little bit too. My student, when he came in, he did the line like this. And again, that wasn't wrong, but I was like, we need to put a little bit of feel into that, right? So it's not really a swing thing I'm doing right now, but if you feel if I get a pocket, it's not the same as the beat pulse. It's a little different. It's a matter of kind of placing the notes in the right spot where they have a little bit more breathability. Versus going like this. I'm gonna go. See? A bit of breathability. And I'm going to try to find something melodic, and I'm going to key in on that, and I'm going to build on it. There it is right there. That's my hook. Doobie-da-dum-dum. See, boo-da-da-da. I'm keying in on that lick, right? Now I can also build on some note choice. That B note. It's such a great note for this piece because it has the Lydian sound for F. A tritone right there. If I go F Lydian, somebody's back. Me too, me too. No static. I'm going to call my podcast No Static. I think so. What do you think? I did some reading last night. Whenever you have trouble with your gear, YouTube University is awesome. I just read about it and looked into other people experiencing some of the same issues I was experiencing. And I kind of found the one that made the most sense and seemed the most logical, and I tried it. And so far so good. Knock on Drew. We're working here. So I'm building on this B note. Because it's the Lydian note. It's the tritone. So check it out. I'm going to keep going back to that note with my phrases. So you can see I got the beat pulse going on, I got the phrase pulse, the vibrato, the bending, the groove, trying to be thematic, and I'm focusing on certain keynotes. And I'm doing an entire bunch of stuff here. Like this is lesson courses worth of work or video series worth of stuff. But the whole idea is to make your guitar come alive and not just play bland stuff. So like knock on Drew. So like basically, if you look at the early pioneers of rock guitar, I think they were coming from a jazz world. So a lot of the stuff, like the surf stuff, was not a lot of inflection on the notes. You know, just a lot of like, and that's fine. And it sounds great for that genre. But I'm trying to get a little bit more of stuff out of the notes. So we can also focus on technique. So when I'm playing a solo, this kind of happens at this point, just does, where 4 or 5 different techniques will be featured in every solo that I play. And then I won't do those same techniques for the next solo. For example, if you go on the channel here and watch live videos of my actual performances, you'll notice that the solos, when they're being thematic, I'm focusing on certain techniques and I keep keying in on those techniques, and I'll kind of repeat those in the solo. So let's say we're back to my friend's line again here. It's not wrong. It's just also not full of goodness, right? So what if I decide to go, I got hammer on and vibrato happening now. Let's do a little volume swell. Vibrato. That's a pedal tone. Now do a sweep. Another sweep. Another one. Octave, and hammer on. Back to the volume swell. Double stops. Fifths. I'm going out on a limb here and having some fun. I don't know why the pizzicato came up there. That's kind of nice. So I just kind of felt something different out of there. It's like a different theme, so you kind of move on to something different and take your solo somewhere else, right? It's really fun to craft like this. Listen to your favorite players, that you're going to find things that they're doing that you like, and then you kind of infuse those into your thing. And the stuff that you don't like, you kind of don't do that. And you kind of think, well, I don't like that, so I'm not going to do that. And then you can pick and choose what you like. But the whole idea today is to start to try to phrase musically and throw some elements of musicianship, which has to do with the groove, the tempo, kind of the feel, the dynamics, the vibrato, the bending, the stuff that makes your notes come to life. Harmonics are cool. Sometimes the technique, though, doesn't work as well with the amp as you'd like it to. All right, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a good time. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and there's tons of videos on the channel about improvisation you can watch to practice. I do this in the evening after guitar lessons, not every night, but I'm trying to get to it as much as I can because it's a lot of fun to do this live. Thank you for hanging out in the comments, and hope you have a great guitar evening, and we'll catch you next time.